It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson.
City of brotherly love, home of the Liberty Bell, where the 76ers are looking to take on a Western Conference opponent. Glad to have you with us for more NBA action. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Taking a look at Utah. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that struggled. We'll see if they can take care of business.
Yeah, and the old adage is that it's hard to beat a team, any team, 3 times in one season. And that's the situation we're facing today. This would be their 3rd win in the season series if they can do it.
Greg, I agree with everything you said there. I mean, it seems they do have the advantage, but I agree, pride does become a factor, and a pretty big one. Teams don't like to be swept, so they'll need to put together a solid effort here tonight.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Jazz. The forwards are Hayward and Favors, and it's Rudy Gobert, and it's Hood in at the shooting guard. And stolen by Favors. Nice ball movement by Utah. To the left side wing. Gobert, the screen. Hayward goes in. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Hayward's got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Jazz. And, you know, Gordon Hayward was involved in one of the more fascinating NBA draft stories. It started after his father confirmed that Gordon would submit his name to the draft, but would not immediately hire an agent.
Yeah, reportedly, Dad created a highly detailed 2-page questionnaire that he gave prospective agents, which is not something that's typical.
Now here's Hayward. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Gobert, the screen. Back to Hayward. Beyond the arc. And it's Hayward again missing.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Okafor kicks to Stauskas. Pick by Okafor. Fires from the wing. There's the bucket. Good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Here's Hood. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Washington.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Pass to Okafor. There's a screen by Noel. Here's the screen. Here's Covington. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
Good little 2-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it. They've had a cold start so far. Just 1 of 5 from the floor here early.
Here's Covington. 29 points for him last game against Sacramento.
And it just wasn't about the offense. I mean, he was racking up the steals and taking advantage of some sloppy play by the opponent.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Favors with the screen. Passes it to Gobert. He kicks to Hood. Gobert, the screen. Hood dishes to Favors. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That is his first foul of the game.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Thompson comes in for Nick Stauskas. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Smith. Here's Okafor, and that one is hammered home.
That's what I like, a nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
My goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
Burke to the wing right side. Hood can't get it to go. Well, great for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection. He was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He's actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play. Jazz trail by 3. 1:43 left in the first. Burke, the pass to Favors. Gobert, the screen. And Favors kicks to Hayward. 5 on the clock. A second chance effort. And Gobert with the lay-in.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Throughout the first half, even into the third quarter, they had the game totally under control. But man, they just fell apart, collapsed in the fourth quarter. They should not have lost this game.
You know, I really think that they thought the game was over. And oftentimes, as soon as you start to look ahead, you lose that momentum, and then you can't recover. And that seems to be the case in that one. Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Burke kicks to Booker. Burke with it, looking for his first basket still in this one. Offline with his 3. So for the Jazz, their last game, a loss to Washington.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
So it's Philadelphia now. It's a 3-point game. Thompson misses. Here's Burke. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Off on the layup. Here's Cannon. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Philadelphia ahead, up 3. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports.
Okay, Philadelphia, let's give a hand to your own.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And what stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
Robert Covington out there with Okafor. Then there's Ish Smith. Then it's Noel. And it's Stauskas in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. The 76ers leading by 3.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. They've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injuries.
Covington's shot is off. The Jazz shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Now the pass to Lyles. Ingles kicks to Booker. And he can't bank that one in.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy, because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
Just trying to get a break in the action to clear some heads here. I mean, they've gone ice cold, and not a bad idea to give them a little quick breather.
Yeah, they needed the timeout here. Anything to try to get them to forget about the missed shots and get themselves back on track.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. They set the pick. Hayward outside. Five to shoot. And the rejection by Noel. Now the 76ers on the break. And here they go. He dishes it to Stauskas. No good with the triple. And last year, quite a rookie campaign for Nerlens Noel. He had the ACL injury he sustained in college. Missed his first full season with the Sixers. And like you've talked about, you know, he came back and really, with a flourish, made a mark his first year in the league.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of people wondered how would he bounce back from that knee. And I'd have to say it was pretty good. I mean, he finished third in the voting for Rookie of the Year.
Stauskas kicks to Okafor. Here's Stauskas. He's got 6. There's Noel. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, getting back to Nerlens Noel, if it weren't for the ACL tear, he may have been the first player drafted in 2K13. His 8 rebounds and nearly 2 blocks a game as a rookie show he has the talent.
And one thing to note about Nerlens Noel, last season, he was a thief. He averaged almost 2 steals a game as a rookie center. That tells me he has more than just quickness and length. He has great anticipation and still one of the best motors I have ever seen.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
Timeout called the 76ers. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
Yeah, and what a gut wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
And, Greg, typically there's one statistic that jumps out at you when you're looking at what decided a game. And in that one, it was all about the rebounding battle.
Give it up for your dream team.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Smith kicks to Okafor. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And he sinks the second. Jazz have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Now the dish to Gobert. Favors with a screen on Noel. Knocked away. One-on-one fast break. Fast break, here we go. Here's Hayward. Finished off the break. Hayward's got the lead up to 2 now for Utah. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Utah.
and it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Smith. Averaging about 11 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Carl Landry's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Okafor. Hollis Thompson's checked in for Stauskas. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Ish Smith. And Cannon gets it to go. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
Here's Hood. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Hayward goes in, got a piece of it, and they get it back. And yes, sir, that one drops. And it's 7 points for Rudy Gobert. The 76ers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Cannon kicks to Covington. We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Landry with the screen. Just 4 to shoot. Cannon, that's a 2-pointer. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Utah leading. In the corner, it's Hayward. 41 seconds left now here in the second. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt. But still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
Nato, and he converts the layup. And the Jazz lead by 2.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned. Pound the rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them.
Thompson dishes to Cannon. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Cannon's got 10.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Gordon Hayward with another strong contribution so far in this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but What a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Here's Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Favors and Gobert, the shot-blocking duo inside. And it's Hayward, and it's Hood in at the 2. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, each side having a tough time staying in front.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
So it's Utah now after the Sixers pick up 2. Hayward goes in. That's good. Hayward's got the game tied up here for the Jazz.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Here's Stauskas. He's got 6. And stolen by Hood. Nato covered by Smith. Favors with a screen on Smith. Favors at the elbow. The shot is off, and the 76ers go the other way with it.
A bit of a slow start to the career of Nick Stauskas. Was a highly touted rookie a year ago, but had a hard time finding minutes early on last year. That will change as he becomes more experienced.
Utah with the ball, feeds to Favors. Pass to Hayward. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Hayward's got 4 points this quarter.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
Signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentage. But really impressive, his shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
The 76ers making a switch here. Cannon's checked in. The 76ers trailing. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. And stolen by Favors. Pushing it up. Here's Hayward. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Looking at the game for Hayward, 15 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters. You know, as I watched Derek Favors last season, he continued to develop his offense. He was a big, unpolished athlete coming into the league, had some conditioning problems, but now it seems like he's on track to be a force as a power forward.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Cannon. Off target on the 15-footer. Utah leading by 3. Hayward passes to Favors, and that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Favors with the screen. Kicks it to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Talking about Derek Favors, his points per game average went up last season, as it is done in each of his 6 seasons in the league. He's an ascending player.
He is, definitely refined his moves down on the blocks, and he's also become much improved at passing out of the double team, averaging a career high in assists last season as well. The arrow is certainly pointing up for Mr. Favors.
Just 5 on the clock, trying to get back on track, and it's Okafor missing.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Hayward, and it goes out of bounds. last touch by Noel. And the Jazz making a change here. Burks is checked in. Hayward kicks to Gobert. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, you can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks. A wide open three. They need much better communication defensively.
Favors with the screen. Burke kicks to Gobert. Hayward outside. Back to Gobert. 3 on the clock. And it's Noel with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Hood. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. To the wing right side. Hits the jumper in space. Here's Cannon. Dishes it to Okafor. And the rejection by Favors. Hood, the pass to Burke. To the paint. Here's Favors. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 6-point Jazz lead.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
And Cannon gets it to go.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Utah calls timeout.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Let's throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
Changing it up here. Stolen by Thompson. Johnson with the block. Here's Ingles. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Ingles has got his first 3 points of the game. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Jazz.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but they've been offensive defensively tonight because they've really forced the issue on D and come up with quite a few steals and deflections. Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The 76ers trail by 4. Covington kicks to Thompson. Off target from outside. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's the floater. It's deflected. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. 15 seconds left to play here in the third. 6 on the shot clock. There's the screen. Utah gets it back. Booker. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. And we've reached the end of the third. Jazz lead by 4. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Grant is out there with Hollis Thompson. Then there's Carl Landry. Then it's Smith. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. The feed to Hayward. Launches a three. And yes, sir, that one drops. Hayward's got the lead up to 7 now for Utah.
The three-point shot has been a real weapon for them in the second half.
Yeah, they've really done a good job of creating good looks from the outside, and now they've really got it going.
Now here's Thompson. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Ready? All right, let's go.
Jazz leading by 5. Pass to Lyles. Hayward outside. Off the screen. Shot's good by Lyles.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here is Smith. Landry dishes to Smith. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. The Jazz shooting well. They're at 45%. Nato covered by Smith. Pass to Lyles. There's the pick. To the inside. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And now it's a 9-point Jazz lead.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Clark Lyles, one of the many great players to come out of Kentucky and be eligible for this draft. He didn't wow as much as his teammates. I'm telling you what, he can play.
He's got a lot of game. He's actually one of my sleepers, Kevin, because he can do everything well. He can handle it. He goes both ways. He can shoot it. He defends. Really good IQ. I like this guy as being a surprise producer as an NBA player.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
And guys, with Lyles playing out of position can be a blessing and a curse. I mean, he didn't get to play in his comfort zone and put up big numbers, but his skill set grew from the minutes he had to spend outside of that comfort zone.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Brett Brown as he addressed his team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Gobert, he's checked in for Trevor Booker. Favors comes in for Lyles. Rodney Hood subbed in for Joe Ingles. Just 2 to shoot. Nice shot by Smith.
Tell you what I like about Lyles is that he has a bit of an old man game about him. He's an old head, plays within himself, good at every small intangible thing on the court, just has a real nice feel for how to play.
Down low. Here's Stauskas. The shot no good. And it's Utah the other way. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Hayward with the ball. Now Smith defending. Here's Gobert. Rebound by the 76ers. Noel's got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's a screen by Noel. And the pass to Stauskas from past the arc. Gobert pulls it in. Jazz leading by 7. Nato covered by Smith, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Covington. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage. Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Stauskas' shot is off.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Hayward kicks to Hood. Beyond the arc. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Noel's got 6 rebounds in the game. Inside, here's Covington. Utah with the rebound. In transition, here come the Jazz. Shot's good. And the Jazz lead by 13.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Now here is Smith. And Noel kicks to Covington. He feeds it to Stauskas. Misses the 3.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And if you thought this game was over already, you're probably right.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's staring us right in the face, and we've been around long enough to know when a game is over. And this one is in that category.
And the 76ers making a change here. Cannon's checked in. .130 left to play here in the 4th. Back to Okafor. Will it go? And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Jazz leading by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Utah.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Gordon Hayward. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
And it's blocked. Here's Cannon. He's guarded by Johnson. And Cannon gets it to go. And it's Utah's ball. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. And here is Burke. He kicks it to Ingles. Clock at 6. He dishes it to Booker. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul at the line for the 76ers.
And he knocks down the first one.
Taking 2 shots.
Both free throws good from Booker. 24 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. The dish now to Cannon. Fires from deep. Count that one.
And you know what? He's got a new BFF. It's the triple.
And it has been his BFF today anyway. Most of his points have been courtesy of the deep ball.
Now Burke. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Hi, Kevin. Derek, what were the points of emphasis coming into your preparation for tonight?
No, we just came out playing hard. No, that was the whole purpose of practice yesterday. Fix what we did, and important on defense, just come out and play harder and just play better.
Derek, thank you. Kevin, coaches love it when practice translates to games.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
You got to love Gordon Hayward. He's going to get you rebounds, he's going to get you assists, and you know he's going to get you points. And there's a motor on this fella that will not quit. Hayward never stops working. He's one of the most exciting stars in the league.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.